When I first stepped into RFK Stadium, I knew I'd found a home. The roar of the fans, the energy of the city, united as one, was unlike anything I'd ever experienced. RFK Stadium was the stage for the world's greatest in sports, culture, and entertainment. All in the heart of our nation's capital. It's time to revive that legacy.
Yo, what up? Welcome back to Red Zone in the Lab. Today we are covering the last few days of the Washington Commanders re-signing some of their players. Also in the NFL, some huge moves were made. Also quick hits. One of the top NFL insiders responded to your boy. And also, as always, fandom has no intelligence. All right, you can find me, Red Zone in the Lab, on most of the social media platforms under Red Zone in the Lab. You can check out YouTube, share, subscribe on X, follow, TikTok, follow. Some good stuff over there on TikTok. Also on Instagram, where I post a lot of links to these podcasts. And we also have a Commander store. We got some fresh gear over there. Check it out. It's custom made. You won't be disappointed. Back in the building, wide receiver Treylon Burks, 1-year deal up to $4 million, up to $4 million. This is not wide receiver 1 money. This is not wide receiver 2 money. It's barely wide receiver 3 money. It's enough money to guarantee him an opportunity to make this wide receiver room positions 1 through 5 to the road to 53. I think he has a lot of upside. Former first-round picks, we know they always get tons and tons of opportunities. He showed some flashes last year. Matter of fact, he's probably had the catch of the year. So he has shown like his potential. But at the same time, he has dealt with injuries over the last few years, a lot of disappointments. But I think this deal is good. Plus, we need bodies, and we need bodies with talent. And he brings us a lot of talent. Drake Jackson. Yeah, the Commanders signed him knowing that he was injured last year. I think this move was more so for this year. He played the last few games of last year, showed a couple flashes, but not so much. But him being in this system coming up for this year, Adam Peters believes in him. He has a whole offseason to work, not being injured. He'll be able to train, get in shape, and get ready. So I think this plays in his favor. So I think it's a good sign. It's a good depth piece. It's not like we're bringing him in to be the starting edge rusher, but if you get a good rotational piece, I think this makes sense. We don't have the full details of that deal yet, but we do know it's for 1 year. And oh boy, hold on, got a tech. Let's see what this is. We got news. Let's see what this news is. All right. So next up, Jake Moody. The Commanders have re-signed Jake Moody to a 1-year deal. And keep this in mind. I'm still hashtag kicker in the 7th. Because I believe that the best player available could be a kicker in the 7th, just based off history. How many undrafted kickers do we have played 10 plus years in the NFL compared to 7th-round picks? Right? We know the lifespan in the NFL is 3.5 years. And most of those guys that barely makes 1 year are players drafted in the 7th. And yes, you do have every now and then. We got one right now in Bill. We would have missed out if we got a kick in that place, but we wouldn't know that. But just based off history. But anyhow, he is back, and it's a good thing, right? They declined his tender early in the year, which early in the week. And I was like, okay, we're going to look to improve. But they re-signed him because they declined the tender, because that would have guaranteed him $3.5 million. With this deal, we only spending $1 million. That's good accounting on a 1-year deal. He was 18 for 20 from field goals last year, and he was 2 for 2 from 50 plus. He missed the PAT though. Can't get that off my mind. We've been in this purgatory with these kickers for a very long time. We still need to bring in competition, Adam. Shy Tuttle, you might not know who he is, but he's a defensive lineman that came on the squad late in the year. We had tons of injury. You have tons of bodies that come through here. He must have impressed with the time that he's been here, because the Commanders brought him back on a 1-year deal. We're not exactly sure what that number is going to look like, but again, we need to fill 90-man roster. Is he good depth? Who knows? Let's get all these bodies together. Let's wait for training camp to see where it is. But you're going to see a lot of these 1-year deals, and most of these are going to be familiar players. So just get used to it. But yes, Shy Tuttle was on the team last year. Andrew Wiley, we got the numbers from his deal, which is 2 years, $6.5 million with 3.7 guaranteed. You already know how I feel about Andrew Wiley. I think he's a great depth piece. Think about it. If this was Madden as a starter, he'd be like a 63. But as a backup, he's a 74. You take that. You have to build this team up. You have to have depth in place that can be spot starters. And he did a good job of that last year by starting that right guard while Sam Cosmi recovered. I'm glad he's back. And the money is not that bad. Next, Dietrich Wise. We signed Dietrich Wise to a 1-year deal after only playing 1.5 games. We don't know exactly what that number is, but it's a good signing. I don't mind having Dietrich Wise back. He's not a pass rusher. He's a defensive end. He's good at run defense. And he showed that in the first 1.5 games, but he is 31 years old. And at some point, we got to get younger. I don't want him leading the group. What I mean by leading the group is coming out on that field on the first play. I know we need veterans, but we don't need veterans on the first drive. Before we get to around the NFL, I'm just going to give you a few ways that you can support the channel. We appreciate all the support that you give. It absolutely helps us to provide better content. But hey, you being here, you liking, you commenting, you sharing, you talking about it, you getting that algorithm working means a whole lot. It means a whole lot. And you don't have to worry about it. It's free. But if you do like to support monetarily, we have the YouTube community. You can join that YouTube community. There are different tiers. And within those tiers are different perks. There's some good perks in there. Check it out. And we appreciate y'all that's already there. And we appreciate y'all that's going to be there. And we also appreciate y'all that's thinking about around the NFL. Tyler Biadasz, just a day or two after he was released, he signed a 3-year, $30 million deal. A 3-year, $30 million deal with the Los Angeles Chargers. And it was kind of funny, right? Because usually when the Commanders transactions, it takes a while for them to post it. But for some reason for Tyler, they were still taking their time. But as soon as the rumor dropped from an NFL insider that he was meeting or scheduled to meet with the Los Angeles Chargers, it's like Adam Peter called down to the social media and was like, hey, send that. And then that's when they officially released him. But he signed a 3-year, $30 million deal. The Chargers need help, right? They have an all-pro tackle, but 2 of their tackles went down. I don't think Tyler Biadasz was bad, but I did think we needed to get younger there for the future. I didn't think he was going to be the center for the future. So even before this happened, I did a lot of work on day 3 centers to be able to develop, to be able to get this thing moving next year to grow with Jaden. But obviously the Commanders say, hey, look, we need to do this right now. And he was getting dominated up the middle, but most of the time it was against defensive tackles that dominate everybody up the middle. But there were some times he was dominating, he should not have been dominating. And you never know. If you want to go to a more zone type scheme, they might be looking for more athletic centers in the interior. But shout out to Tyler Biotis. Cam Curl, you remember him? We drafted him. Ron Rivera drafted him. He was a good player here. He's probably the best player there. And a lot of people say that was a low bar. But he's proven in Los Angeles that he was the real deal. Adam Peters decided not to offer him any money to get him back here. And now he's flourishing in that system. He signed a 3-year deal up to $36 million. Shout out to Cam Curl. Big trade, Max Crosby, 2 first-round picks from the Baltimore Ravens. He is now a Baltimore Raven. I wanted Max. You know I wanted Max the last 2 years. I call him the program. If you haven't seen the program, then you're missing out on football films. But I call him the program. That's what he reminded me of. And I wanted him here for the last couple years. 2 first-round picks is steep, but it's not steep for a team that has a lot of pieces already in set. A team that's considered a Super Bowl favorite in the Baltimore Ravens. So I think this is great for them. Who knows what they're going to do with Roquan Smith? They might move him for some other players, get some other picks. He's not as good as the numbers say. DJ Moore and a 5th-round pick went to the Buffalo Bills in exchange for a 2nd-round pick. That might seem odd, but the Buffalo Bills is picking up his salary, guaranteeing him $15 million. So now 2026 and 2027 is guaranteed for DJ Moore. The Bills don't care about that. They need weapons, and they need a weapon for Josh Allen. And DJ Moore can and will be that weapon. I think this is a good move. This gives the Chicago Bears some cap relief. Their center just abruptly retired, so they need to fill that spot. But they also made a trade for a center, so they can use that money elsewhere, maybe for a left tackle. Who knows? The cap, it's a myth. The cap is not real. Every year or every conversation we having about Jaden Daniels is always about we need to do this and we need to do that before his rookie deal is up. Bro, the Dallas Cowboys is almost $70 million over the cap. They made 3 restructures and then they under the cap by $10 million. The Browns restructured Deshaun Watson cap, which was like $84 million, and they restructured it. I mean, the Vikings did it with Justin Jefferson, and there are plenty of other teams in the last few days trying to get under that cap, bro. Like, if your owner is willing to pay cash, if he's willing to put cash up, you can lower the cap. There's no player, there's no free agent that you can't get because if you don't have cap. You can make moves to get that cap to sign that player. The cap may be real, but at the same time, it's fake. All right, here are some quick hits. Albert Breer. Yes, Albert Breer responded to your boy. I sent him a question. And this was the question that I sent them. Comparing Adam Peters' first 2 years with the Commanders to his time in San Francisco, how confident are you in his approach to day 3 of the draft? And I asked this question because there's been a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but a lot of questioning of his day 2 picks the last couple of years. Well, hey, look, he got a 7th-round pick that put up almost 800 yards last year in a running back. Like, that's a hit, right? But hey, I just wanted to ask the question to Albert Breer. He says much of the Niners' core over Peters' years there was built outside the first round of the draft. And because, the rumor was Adam Peters was all about the day 3. Like, he was in control of day 3. And it says, which should give you confidence that he hit on later picks. And obviously, that'll be put to the test this year with the team holding only 2 picks in the first 4 rounds. So we're going to see Adam Peters, because that 5th-round pick matters a lot. That 5th-round pick, if you can hit that covers that 4th. And if you can hit on that 3rd-round pick, it covers that 2nd. Because we know teams don't hit on every single pick. So you want to get at least 2 or 3. And if you can pull 2 or 3 hits out of this draft, he absolutely used that capital to his advantage if he does not decide to move. All right, fandom has no intelligence. This was some things going around. that Adam Peters should be fired because Tyler Biadasz signed a lucrative deal with the Chargers. Oh, he couldn't get a pick. He could not have gotten a pick. Matter of fact, we would have paid more if we did decide to trade his contract. And maybe they did reach out. Maybe teams didn't want that current contract. Because I don't even know if it's set. If we do this as a post June 1 release, we get $8 million of cap space. And then if it's not, we only get $2 million of cap space. But even still, it's like the Commanders is the only team that has ever in the history of the NFL released a player and they went on to sign a lucrative deal. Come on, bro. The Adam Peters hate is insane. Like, I get it. I question some of his moves. I'm really going to question a lot of them this year because the fact of the matter is, this is his team now. I think only Deron Payne, Quan Martin, those I think are the only two people that still have Ron Rivera's signature on their contract. Everybody else has Adam Peters' signature now. If he extended you, if he resigned you, like even if he didn't draft you, his name is on that contract now. So those are his players. So he had no excuses this offseason. Spend the money. Don't be cheap. Pay the extra $2 million, Adam. But come on, bro. Let's not go too far. I appreciate all of y'all for tapping in again. Check out the socials. Please follow, subscribe, share. Check out the website, redzoneinthelab.com. Got some fresh gear on there. Please, please, please check it out. And again, if you want to back the content, here's all the ways that you can back the content. If you just being here is absolutely outstanding too, you know. But if you want to do a little bit more, we also appreciate that. Mike on deck tonight. I think it might be a big show, bro, and not big as in like it's gonna be 5,000 people. I'm just saying, like, I got a lot to get on. I got to do my GM 1.0, which I'm gonna go through one of those free agency tools. Right, put a team together. I'm gonna do my first mock 1.0 pre-free agency. I'm gonna do that tonight, and I'm gonna look at a little bit of film of some of the guys that we brought back: Tyler Biadasz, maybe Allegretti, Andrew Wiley, Treylon Burks. Just kind of see some of the things that they did. Play a little bit of that film. And tomorrow, the Commanders draft show, 8:35 p.m. Last week we did edges. We did 15 edges. And I was talking to the boys the last couple of days. They're going to have 3 to 5. Most of them closer to 5 linebackers. So you might get 15 to 20 linebackers. That's going to be crazy tomorrow. So tap in definitely to that show, 8:35. So thank you for taking the time to join us. I know your time is very valuable for you to spend it with us. We absolutely appreciate it. Remember, do it because you love it, not because it loves you. One beat, one sound, one heart, one love.